Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Grow Together. Today, I'm happy to welcome to Bassam Tahoor, the founder of Tahoor Creative Marketing Agency. He helps to entrepreneurs and business stand out with a creative website, a strong branding, and smart ads. Bassam also gives back to mentoring. Business and entrepreneurs here in Halifax with running free workshops and support local business events. Please join me in welcoming Bassam Tahoor. Hello, Bassam, welcome.
Hi, Venus. How are you doing? Thank you so much for inviting me to this episode, and I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. Let's get into question. First question: can you introduce yourself and tell us what your brand is all about?
Yes, definitely. My name is Bassam Tahoor, and I'm the founder of two marketing firms, Tahoor's Creative Marketing Agency and also iClick Agency. I started iClick Agency back in 2020, and I started Tahoor's Creative Marketing to 2024 in Halifax, Nova Scotia. So we're a local marketing agency helping entrepreneurs to stand out in the crowd by supporting them and also providing them with strategic marketing ads, creative websites, and also create a brand and identity for all these businesses.
That's great. Next question: what inspired you to step into the world of marketing and start your own firm?
Yes, so the journey goes back to 2019 when I was working in a company called Nexus Corporation. That was a big trading firm, and they wanted to establish a brand for themselves. And I was the head of marketing and design. And back then, whenever we were sourcing marketing agencies, that was really hard for us to evaluate between them because the marketing world is very crowded and there are a lot of agency owners, a lot of freelancers, a lot of companies. So it was really hard for us to find a good firm that we can rely on and we can get all the support that we need from that specific firm. So that's how it started. We started to think, okay, so what if we had an agency that could be a one-stop shop for all businesses, especially for small businesses, because they are the ones that they need more help. So that's how it started, and we started the firm.
That's a nice story. Many people know you as a digital marketing expert and coach, but what's one thing people often misunderstanding about digital marketing?
Yeah, well, in terms of digital marketing, the term digital marketing, whenever somebody hears it, they always think of ads. For example, running ads in Google or in social media and these kind of stuff. But that's not it, because digital marketing is very broad. It includes identity of brands, the brand itself, the storytelling, how the marketing collaterals are in, how you deliver your message, how you have online presence. There are so many things in digital marketing that we cannot limit it with these certain things, but it's beyond that. So that's one thing that people often misunderstood whenever they hear the term digital marketing.
Yes, I agree with you. Next question: how do you balance creativity and strategy when working with brands that want measurable results?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Well, whenever we want to balance the creativity and strategy, we need to understand the differentiation between them. Well, creativity is the what, and the strategy is how. So in terms of creativity, like what is that kind of content that you want to put out there, so the people can understand the message that you want to deliver to them. And in addition to that, the creative way, for example, how you appear online, how you appear in front of them, that's the creativity side of it. But whenever it comes to strategy, that's the placement, like how you want to implement this strategy and make sure that your message is out there and you deliver your message to people. So that's the strategy part of it. And whenever they core together, that's the balance of creativity and strategy.
In your journey, what was the biggest challenge you faced as a founder and did you overcome it?
Well, I think in two of my journeys that I started two marketing firms, the challenges were pretty much different. Because in my first firm, whenever I started, the challenge was mostly capital, and it's something common for most of the entrepreneurs. Whenever they start their business, they do not have sufficient funding to support their business, to buy equipment, like to do some ads or like invest in their business. But in my second firm, whenever I started in Halifax, my biggest challenge was the business culture. It was pretty much different for me because this was a new market, a new domain that I need to start working in. So I think the business culture in here, that was the only challenge that I had. And how did I overcome it? Well, I started to understand and I started to get into the networking events. I tried to talk with people, and then I understood that in here it's more about the community, it's more about personal belonging in here, how you belong inside the community, so they can feel that you are a part of the community, and also giving back to the community as well. That's kind of like business culture in here that you need to have, and that's how I overcome it, by supporting businesses, by providing free workshops, free seminars, sponsoring some community events like Halifax Fashion Week, like Beyond the Runway event. Like these were two of the major events that we sponsored them, and we helped them to get the word out, and people can join and attend their events.
Before we continue, I wanna say thank you so much for following and sharing us for your friends. Please follow us on Instagram page and YouTube channel Grow Together by Benson. Let's continue. Next question. You describe yourself as a Nova Scotia by heart. How has Halifax and its community influenced your entrepreneurial path?
Yes, Nova Scotia is my province right now. It's my home right now. So I identify myself as a Nova Scotian right now, and I'm a Nova Scotian by heart. And what it means is that maybe I might not have that kind of privilege to be born in here and to be raised in here, but in my heart, deep down, I feel very belonged in here, and I feel that I'm a Nova Scotian. My ideas, my behavior, my action, my business, everything is rooted in here, and that's why I always describe myself as a Nova Scotian, and I'm very proud of it as well.
That's great. I love Nova Scotia also.
Yes.
What role does storytelling play in the building a successful marketing campaigning today?
Well, that's a very good question, specifically related to marketing, because storytelling is one of the significant things in marketing. And why it's important? Because right now people are not buying based on logic. Like if you tell them that I have this service, I have this product, these are the benefits, this is how you get it, this is how you will benefit, it's not going to work, because the market is very crowded. There are a lot of products that they are the same. There are a lot of services that are the same. So the only way that people connect with businesses is through storytelling, how you connect with them emotionally. So that's the way most of the brands, in addition to their business, they also promote other stuff. For example, Nike promotes athleticism in sports, like Apple promotes innovation. Like as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, how do you want to make sure that your customers have a kind of feeling about your business, and what kind of actions do you need to do to trigger those emotions? That comes back to storytelling, and that's how important it is, because once you have a good story for your business, you're going to create a whole community for yourself. So it's not just the brand, it's not just the business, but you are creating a community through storytelling.
That's perfect. For next question, you lead not just one, but two marketing firms. How do you divide it? Your vision, energy, and leadership between them?
Yeah, so that's a question that I always being asked. And whenever you're running multiple businesses, you have to make sure that you have a system. Without a system, managing a business is very hard. So as an entrepreneur who manages two marketing firms, we have built systems for ourselves. So by system, we mean that we need to have a CRM, we need to have a system, we need to have documentation for every steps of what we do. So that's how you make sure that whenever you employ employees, and whenever you have employees working for you, you give them the guideline, and they understand the system, and they know what to do whenever something happens, and everyone does their role and does their responsibility in a way that's how the business wants them to do. So as a business owner, I guess that's pretty much the answer. If you want to have an established business, you need to have systems. Without systems, like juggling between like, oh, okay, so what do I need to do today, or maybe keeping some notes, it's not going to work. You need to have a system in place, project management systems, task schedulers, a CRM, newsletter, contact list, database, like everything needs to be there, and also documentation.
That's nice. If a small business owner with a limited budget comes to you, what's the one marketing move you always recommended first?
Yeah, so most of the entrepreneurs have limited budget, and that's the kind of challenge that most of the entrepreneurs face. So in order to overcome this challenge, you need to understand what free tools can I use in order to promote my business very good. So I had a workshop a few days ago with BWIE, and I did a presentation and workshop for them on how to build your brand online, and I shared the free tools with them. And there are plenty of free tools that you can use. For example, there are systems that you can schedule your posts online. You need to have your social media. Social media doesn't have any cost for you. Like, you can create your posts on Canva and then post them, schedule them on your social media. You need to have an online presence, because when you're not out there shouting out for your business, there needs to be something out there that whenever somebody searches for you, you can appear on the search results. So that's my number one advice to everyone. Without social media, without online presence, it's not possible to do business. So you need to have a good online presence and a very strong one. And by means of strong, I mean that you need to have good posting, consistent posting. You need to have good storytelling. You need to consider the typography, the fonts, the colors, the shapes that you use, the images. I mean, like, everything is super important whenever it comes to marketing and being online.
With AI and new technology changing marketing so quickly, what do you see as the future of digital marketing in the next 5 years?
Yeah, so AI is revolutionizing every industry and takes most of the jobs from most people, but that's not it. It's gonna change a lot in 5 years, and I think in 5 years, all of the entrepreneurs would be able to become their own marketing people. I mean, like, by marketing people, I mean that every entrepreneur would be able to run their own marketing strategies, implement marketing activities and practices, and without need of these marketing agencies. And I think most of the marketing experts would more likely to become marketing consultants in the next 5 years, because the implementation tools, all these tools that are out there, AI would be very sophisticated by that time, and it would be very easy for anyone to create a strategy, to do the planning, to make sure it's implemented with a very low budget. And I'm sure AI can do all of them. I mean, like, right now, AI can generate images for you, AI can generate videos for you, AI can run ads, it can give you a strategy for 6 months of your business. I mean, like, that's a huge change. Like, in the last 5 years, we didn't have such technology, but right now we're seeing such a significant growth in technology and advancements. So I think in the next 5 years, most of the entrepreneurs can do everything in terms of marketing. The only help that they would need from agency owners would be consultation, making sure everything is humanistic, because AI could be sometimes very much robotic, and people would notice that. So giving it a human touch, that would be something that marketing agency owners would do for these businesses.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that AI can help to business owners very easy and help to improve your business and the faster do everything.
That's right.
Next question. What advice would you give to young creatives or students who want to enter the world of marketing and brand?
As I mentioned previously as well, the marketing world is very much crowded. Whenever I started my business in Halifax, I mean, like, this is a city that it's pretty much small, like, comparing to many other cities like Toronto, like Vancouver, like Calgary. But the thing is, whenever I started my business, I sent an email to ACOA. I wanted some data and research in the market, and the result was shocking for me. And why it was shocking? Because in Halifax, we have got 110 marketing agencies, and that's a lot of companies in here. But the thing is, it means that in order to work in this industry, you need to be like in the top 5 or in the top 10. Other than that, you would not be able to run a business or do things, because right now AI is also competing with you, and you cannot compete with AI as a human being. So that's why I would suggest every young folks or students that they want to enter this marketing world, they need to become the top experts in marketing. If you are not top, do not enter, because this domain is very much crowded, and you need to be at least the number 1 person to go to if you want to do something, and also picking up a niche and being very expert in one thing, because marketing is very broad. You cannot be, for example, a social media strategist, or maybe an ads expert or whatever. Like, at the same time, you need to be one. So be top and be number 1.
That's great. Um, you also an author and coach. How has the teaching and writing shaped your own growth as a leader?
Yeah, so as an author, I recently finished a marketing book and it's under editing right now. So one of my good friends and colleagues is now currently editing my book and hopefully it will be published very soon. And also in terms of coaching, I do like coaching to Futurepreneur. I'm a mentor there. I'm a mentor at iSense. I'm a mentor with BWIE organization offering free workshops to their participants. Well, in terms of like doing all these actions, how it influenced my life, I think the beauty of life is in giving back, and eventually you're going to receive good things. I am a huge believer in karma, so whatever you do comes back to you. So as an entrepreneur, I feel there are a lot of entrepreneurs just like me that they need a lot of support, but they do not have those kind of resources or maybe a mentor, so they would be helped and they can improve and grow their business. So I think my journey was one of the main reasons that I wanted to explore this domain and try to offer these kind of workshops for these folks. And it had a huge impact on my own journey as well. And it brought a lot of growth to my business. It made me much more, I cannot say popular, but I would just say like I was well known among the folks that I work with. So that's the impact of it. And if you want to run a business, always make sure to give back to community. Do not just think of your own benefits.
That's the good news. Your book is, when will you share your book?
Maybe in 2026. So
that's perfect.
I would expect that.
And finally, let's flip the script. If you were the host of this show, what's the one question you would love to be asked but rarely ever get?
Well, I think if I was like the host of any podcast or any event or kind of like show, I would just say the number one question would be to ask about personal life of somebody, because they all have a story to tell. They beyond business, they are somebody. So I would just ask them about their personal life, not just, for example, like I would include business stuff, but in addition to business stuff, I think personal life matters, and that's what makes us a human being. Because business without feelings, business without a story, business without emotions, without our past, it's not a business, because it's who we are. And our past journey has shaped us, the way we are right now, the way we think, the way we do business. So I think that sharing that part of the journey really matters. And it's one of the key things that every entrepreneur should be asked, to share their own personal journey and what made them to start their business and why they have decided to help other folks.
Okay, that's great. Can you tell me about your personal life?
Yeah, so I think in my personal life, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a brother, so I'm a friend, and I think in each of those roles, I value the relationships, I value the people who are with me, and I am always grateful for what I have. So that's number one thing in life, that you need to be grateful and you need to take advantage of every moment, because do not take things for granted. Everything's going to change in maybe a snap of a finger. So make sure you're grateful for what you have, and always be there whenever somebody needs you, and be helpful.
That's great. Thank you for coming. Thank you everyone for watching us. Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me in this amazing show. I'm really glad, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.